Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Procurement is my passion. Hope you saw my last video where I spoke about the Apple online store which is started in India from 23rd September 2020. So in today's video I'll be going to talk about a different topic called stakeholders. Stakeholders very important. Till date I have spoke about supply chain management, procurement and various topics. But anywhere, any topics, any domain or any role, stakeholders is very important. Do you agree, right? Yes. Stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? In today's video, I'll be going to talk about the same. So please watch full video and give me feedback. Thank you. So who is stakeholder? Let's understand the definition. Stakeholder is an individual or group of individual who has an interest in an organization. Stakeholder can affect or be affected by organization's objective or strategy. Every organization is different and stakeholders differ between businesses. The number of stakeholders can vary greatly between one enterprise and another. So let's understand identifying the stakeholders. Checklist for identifying stakeholders. Stakeholder is who directly or indirectly affected by organization's actions. Who has power to influence the organization decisions. Who would be concerned if the project or organization succeeds or fails. Stakeholder is who has interest in project or organization personally. Who will benefit through project success or organization success. Stakeholder is who could help to solve the problem. Stakeholder is who sets the regulations that organization should adhere to. Stakeholder is who carries out the right decisions and actions. Let's understand the type of stakeholders. One, internal, two, external. Stakeholders may be internal or external. Both stakeholders are essentials to the successful operation of an organization. Internal stakeholders, people or groups who is directly involved with the businesses. Let's go through a few PPT slides to understand the example of stakeholders of internal and external stakeholders and also understanding of how to map stakeholders for a procurement or a supply chain function. Let's start with stakeholders of organization. So here we have two types of stakeholders. One, internal stakeholders. Two, external stakeholders. Let's go through the examples who are our internal and external stakeholders. Internal stakeholders who are owners, directors, managers, and workers. External stakeholders, it's a big list. Yes, obviously, because we have shareholders, customers, suppliers, competitors, trade unions, pressure groups, government, national and local community, and agencies. This list will be differ from companies to companies as per their policies. So let's look at example of stakeholders for procurement or supply chain function. Internal stakeholders and external stakeholders. Let's look at examples of internal stakeholders. Colleague with a need, transport fleet, sales department, quality department, stores department, manufacturing department, company owner, and accounts department. External stakeholders are producers, CIPS, regulatory bodies, government, media, courier, haulage companies, customers and consumers, local community, bank, external manufacturing company, suppliers, and shareholders. Let's understand mapping stakeholders for a procurement or supply chain function. Stakeholder mapping is a business technique used for identifying the voice of customer as it relates to an organization's overall business success. It assists with managing stakeholders and understanding different level of authority and interest. For a supply chain to function effectively, key stakeholders have to be managed effectively. 1. Take their interest and likely responses into account. 2. Communicate effectively with them on matters that affect them. Engage the interest, support and commitment of influential and potentially helpful groups. Manage potential issues and problem areas that might arouse resistance or opposition from influential groups. So a small picture of to understand more about it. Stakeholders come with different authority and interest. So if you see left to right, power and interest, high to low. So in the power we have keep satisfied, minimum effort as a low, and then we have an interest low, minimum effort and manage closely, keep higher and keep informed. So here we have again different priorities. Low priority is A. Then That means don't waste resources, small influence and volume of work, small supplier or customer. Next, quite important, high interest if not informed can cause issues of work, local activities and groups. Important. Stakeholders is very important, will be a low interest but if not happy can also cause issues, investors and shareholders. Finally, we have key players. Focus on these stakeholders early and keep them updated like senior managers or government authorities working with the government companies. So this is very important to keep your stakeholders updated and happy to make sure the project outcome is successful. So define your stakeholders. Power to influence organizational or procurement activity or define value of the function. Analyze stakeholders by impact and influence. Stakeholder identification that will define value of the function. Stakeholder identification where interest will be affected. Plan or manage stakeholder communications and reporting. Identifying stakeholders that need to be kept informed. Engage with your stakeholders. Priorities, stakeholders' interest, which like goal analysis, desired outcomes, stakeholder marketing and communication programs, relationship management, issues management. Finally, yeah. So this is the kind of a tree which I would like to show you, which is called MELO Matrix. Identify stakeholder groups. We have assess stakeholder of power and influence. Then we have assess stakeholder interest. So directly which goes to the mapping stakeholder management strategies. Then it goes to access assess key stakeholder goals. Then we have stakeholder planning, how to negotiate mutual goal fulfillment. So process of stakeholder mapping for a procurement or supply chain function. It consists of gathering information about groups, prioritizing groups, establishing what each group can gain or lose from procurement decisions, establish opportunities for cooperation, continuously monitor, evaluate, and adjust the relationship over time. Example, how supplier as a stakeholder can add value in procurement. Let's go through it. New product development, availability and delivery, quality, value for money, and service, advice, and information as finally. Hope you like the video. If yes, please comment below. Also share the video with your colleagues and friends who are of the same domain. Also please support me by subscribing my YouTube channel. The link provided in the description. Until we meet in next video, take care, bye bye. This is Gagan KR signing off.